What up? What up? Once again, it's your boy BI7Gs coming back at you with another edition of the Debug Build. And once again, it is my boy, my co-host, my raw dog, my main doo-doo stain. I can't think of nothing else. Psyop, what's going on with you, Psyop?
The shit you just said. That's what's going on with me. It's like who says stuff like that? But
Look,
anyway, I'm doing well.
Don't even worry about it, man. The audience picking up what I'm putting down. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Let your next move be your best move and it be all smooth.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Don't get mad because I'm dropping this pimpalicious knowledge that you ain't understand. If you know what I'm saying, I can't speak no slower. You need to think a little faster.
No, I'm from the streets, so I know I hear everything you're saying. I think it's foolish.
I think it's foolish. Boy, what we gonna do with you? So let's go ahead and rock into the story of the week. We're gonna talk about everybody's in the world's favorite subject, NFTs. Now, one of these weeks, Psyop, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to have a whole nother segment over NFTs because there's just some things about it that I just got to bring up to you. I just got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about, but that's for a later date. But
okay,
OpenSea,
have fun being poor if you down it.
No, I'm not doubting it. Just the efficacy of it. But OpenSea reimbursed. First of all, according to Fortune.com. OpenSea, which is one of the major NFT marketplaces out there in the world, they have reimbursed people upwards of 1.8 million. That's a million with an M. But people who suffer losses now, depending on look, and this is where it gets funny. And with PsyOp actually being a programmer or a coder, it actually makes a hell of a lot of sense. Either it's a feature or it's a bug. So I'm gonna try to break this down to brass tacks, and if I say something wrong, let me know. And see, just try to break it down to them. So in the NFT or in the crypto space, you have a thing called a wallet. Your wallet. Think of the wallet as kind of it's kind of like your personal where your assets are, and you have your NFT. Your NFT is in this wallet where your assets are, along with.
And now, just to slow down, you can have as many wallets as you want.
I hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So it could be a one-to-many relationship. So if you trying to hide money from your wife, trying to hide money from people, you can say, "Oh yeah, here's my wallet," not knowing you have another wallet off to the side, like a offshore bank account or whatever, what have you. And what people do is they host, for lack of a better term, auctions on. They can say, "I have this asset that's in this wallet. I want to sell it. Here's the price." Now, apparently what happened was people had things in their wallets, and for whatever reason, they had open auctions on them. And for whatever reason, they decided to take that asset out of that wallet. We'll call it wallet A, and put it in wallet B. So what effectively happened was that auction that was ongoing didn't get canceled. So it just
so first of all, it's not an auction. It's a market. OpenSea is a marketplace, so people can make you offers and you can accept offers. But if you actually want to put your asset up for sale, you can put it out there and say, "Hey, this is my price." There's two ways to do that. You can do that continue or good till canceled. So that means that you just put it out there and it'll just stay at that price forever. Or you can do over a time period. So say okay, it's available for this price for the next 30 days. So what these guys were trying to do is have perpetual orders open, and instead of canceling like they should, they put it in a different wallet, thinking, okay, quote unquote, that's going to save me gas fees. No, idiot. Somebody's sitting there, and remember all that stuff's on the blockchain. So even though the asset isn't there, eventually, when you put that asset back into that wallet, all they had to do is go take up your offering. And then when you put that asset back, then the blockchain transaction can complete.
Well, take a step back because I hadn't gotten there yet. So they moved it from wallet A, wallet B, and then they moved it back. When they moved it back, we'll call it the floor price, which is the whatever that asset is. What's the going rate? You can't things are going, but this is the going rate at the bottom. Well, when they moved it back, that price had increased, but they never went back and canceled the original order, price for it.
Mm-hmm.
So there were guys that were sitting out there swooping, saying, "Oh, everybody else is charging at least." We'll say, I know this is maybe not a right answer, but just for today's purposes, the lowest price is 10 ETH, but we see that this, in fact, is going for 2. I know that maybe there's something wrong, but I'm going to go swoop up on that before it gets fixed.
But there's nothing to fix. That's the user trying to skimp on gas fees. There's nothing to fix.
So here's a question: is that a bug or a feature?
That's a feature. That's like, okay, Big. Okay, so what if it went in their favor? Let's flip the script. What if it went in their favor?
If it wasn't in their favor?
Huh?
What do you mean if it wasn't in their favor?
I said, what if it would have gone in their favor? I.e., they got an order open for, say, 400 ETH, but the price crashes down to 2 ETH or something like that. But just because they did that transaction that way and it went back into the wallet, they completed at 400 ETH. Nobody be complaining. It's a good till cancel order. They needed to close that out, or they should put a time limit on it.
Well, first of all, Psyop angry, screen was shaking. Psyop angry. Tell me how you really feel.
No, I don't feel sorry for them. Fucking personal responsibility. That's their problem.
So do you think with OpenSea refunding those people that have these transactions, was that a good thing or a bad thing?
I actually think it was a bad thing because they tried to game the system and got.
So you say it was a bad thing?
Yeah. Now, it could be debated. OpenSea could debate like, okay, yeah, we didn't tell you what would happen in that case somewhere, but you're not supposed to be opening your NFTs for orders or for a certain price and then moving it to a different wallet. That's shady in itself.
So in other words, you try to tell me, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right. I'm talking about, think about it.
The game got them.
Yeah, think about it. That's shady in itself, Big. How you gonna sell something then move it to another or put something up for sale then move it to another wallet? What happened? What happens if the person would have bought it?
Well, I would just think that the transaction wouldn't have completed because it would have went to go to that wallet to get the asset. The asset didn't exist, so it wouldn't have completed. And
that still would have cost the guy gas fees.
You mean the purchaser?
Yeah.
That changes things because that means that the person in the middle who's facilitating the transaction, they don't really care. They make money either way, but. Yeah,
Well, you got it.
Yeah, dude, that dude seemed a little shady. Why would you not cancel the order? I mean, so I like to say we play on both sides of the aisle here. So explain to me why would it be shady for them to do it that way?
What you mean? You never close that.
I'm talking about. No, I mean, why when they move the asset from one wallet to another, what would be the purpose of that? That's what I'm trying to.
I don't know. I'm saying like you definitely have something listed on OpenSea with a price, and You move that asset to another. You moved that asset to another wallet.
Right.
So it's still listed there, bro.
Hey, that's why I don't play in that market, man. That's why one of these days you and I are going to we're going to have that conversation because I was reading a lot of things, and one of the guys, it made me laugh because my wife, she actually asked me this question, and she said she was talking about, I was explaining NFTs and PFP and all this type of stuff, and she said, why couldn't somebody take a screenshot of it and use it? And I said, you could, but there's quote unquote that community is policing the world to find out if it's out there.
Big NFTs for the most part are a flex. My
Oh yeah,
okay, I could my Facebook profile picture is an NFT. And I won't go into what it is and all this other stuff, but it's NFT. Somebody can screenshot it, but I can just show you I own it in my wallet.
And I look at it like this: NFTs are nothing more than the spinners of the new spinners.
No, I wouldn't say that. There's people coming up with all types of ways to monetize them.
Don't get me wrong. You can use an NFT, and that's your brand. The value versus the cost.
Yeah, and then they have where you can put them in the pools and get interest because there's collateral that's collateral backed on something that they're going to loan out money. I'm talking about there's just a lot of different ways of using NFTs.
Yeah, but I understand the utility of them, but once again, that's a conversation for a different day. But at the end of the day, you are very. That's what I want to use here. You are certain. Are you very? You disagree with OpenSea refunding that money?
Well, I really don't care. But at the end of the day, they were bad actors for trying to skate around the gas fees. They should have paid the gas fees and protected themselves.
All right, so y'all heard it first here. PSYOP says that it sounded like something was a little shady in people.
Put like this: if people can't deal with the crypto market in this state, they definitely wouldn't be able to deal with libertarianism.
You hear that? It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get more. We'll say that as crypto and these markets and blockchain become more and more commonplace, more and more self-responsibility are going to be. You'll have big companies like Coinbase and stuff like that that'll put UIs on front that'll drive customers to use their app because it's going to protect them from stuff like this. All right. So with that being said, you ready to go into the deep dive, PSYOP?
Yeah.
All right, we're about to go ahead and hop into that deep dive. This is the deep dive. This is the deep dive. Yo, we back once again. Your boy BI7Gs and PSYOP. PSYOP, go ahead and tell us what we get into with that deep dive, Playboy.
All right, we're continuing the Technocracy. This is a economic/governmental system based on data and logic. You take all the politics down to the local level, and it works itself up. Like in the Technocracy, you wouldn't have Congress or a Senate or a president. There'd be a central council, and then you have all locales. All the different locales, they would let their will be known, and that all kicks up to the central council, which is their job to make sure it gets done. But the 10 areas of activity in human life are economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and health. We are on the entertainment portion, which the entertainment portion, like all of these build upon each other. So the entertainment portion will build upon education, economics. Those were the two before. So in the technocracy, education is really not figured out because entertainment is really not figured out. There's portions of entertainment that you can go authoritarian, like China, which if you look at the American version of TikTok versus their version of TikTok, it's way different. Like we get the little guy dancing, doing all this stuff, and they look at it and it's teaching them physics and stuff like that. So they don't get the little dancing guy.
So let me ask you this before you go too deep. I believe I read a story where, from an entertainment standpoint, I think kids under 18, they're limiting them to maybe 2 hours of screen time a day, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's like no.
Yeah, well, actually, it's gaming. They get screen time, but it's just the gaming portion of it.
Yeah, they get like maybe an hour a day, and then maybe 2 hours on the weekend or something like that. Which completely and utterly sucks because if you're a WoW gold miner, that really puts a damper on your income.
Well, those are mostly older people, anyways. You gotta understand their education system, though it's authoritarian and stuff, it's very competitive. These kids are already killing themselves studying anyways.
It depends on where you are, because if you're in one of the major metropolitan centers, then yeah, it's competitive. But if you're out in the farms, in the rural regions, it doesn't really matter.
Well, they're still pulling those people into the quote-unquote fold, industrializing them.
So, all right, so not to derail just a little bit. So, are those the same ones where I think it was the company that was making chips for the iPhones where they had to start putting nets on the inside because people were
Foxconn. Yeah, Foxconn. So basically, if you're coming from the countryside to the city for work or to be industrialized, so to speak, most likely you're one of the people that has one of those jobs. But there's a path. You probably gonna work yourself to death doing that, but your kid won't have to.
In theory.
So somebody, that's the way their system pretty much works. Once you're already, you're going from one system to another, so there's a shift. But the new kid, when the kid is growing up in that industrial center, he's going to be indoctrinated into.
So it goes back from last couple of weeks to indoctrination. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a reason why they're focusing their kids off of on not spending too much screen time learning nothing. And also, you gotta look at news. Like that's a form of entertainment. It's supposed to be informative, but our news media in the Western world is very it's entertainment. It's gossip.
It's entertainment driven because when you think about it, especially from a TV standpoint, how do you make money from TV? Selling ads. If you're just talking about, we had the parade today.
Big week one economics. Selling their ads.
I digress. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of it and putting the apple in front of the.
No, I'm just saying. You're exactly right. But you see how all this stuff is tied together.
10-4.
Yeah. So also to look at we're going to cover this more when we get to politics. But look at the over dwindle that you can have in our society. Let's just look at America alone. The over dwindle is how far right you can go and how far left you can go. You have two major parties that you got GOP TV, which is Fox News, then you got the corporate DCCC media, which is CNBC. Like the Democrats would be a far right party in Europe or a center right party. Yeah. So they'd be center right. Like they're not. They would be considered the conservatives But we make them seem like they're fucking, lefty commies.
Oh,
like they're nowhere near that.
You trying to make them seem like Tyler Durden from Fight Club, destroy everything and rebuild.
Yeah, even Bernie Sanders. He's not particularly.
No, he's not liberal at all. But you know what? When people talk about a Bernie Sanders or anything like that, personally, I just look at it as. When we get about the
this is the Overton's window. Hold on, think about it. This is the Overton's window, though. See, CNBC's setting the standard for how far left you can go. So if you take CNBC, who is center right, and you put Bernie Sanders in there, he seems like he's off the rails. Now, where's your real left wing media?
Oh, you know what? You just bring up a very good point that I never really thought about, because when you have a Fox News, you have an OAN, you see, and you know what? It might be my own bias. I will be the first to admit it might be my own bias. I can see the far right media. I can see the centrist media. I cannot determine what is a far left media.
Because you haven't done enough work on the different governing systems. Like I actually go out and listen to communist, socialists. They have their own media and alternative media. So when they actually, so I know how far left you can go.
The words and ideas expressed by SIPE are not the opinions of BI7Gs nor any other parent media company that would like to come and buy us.
No, I listen to far right. I listen to far right stuff too.
I totally agree with
you. Stuff way farther right than Fox News.
I totally agree with you. I have actually, I've talked to you. They said, why would you entertain far right media? And I said, you know what? Quite honestly, how do you know what the other people say if you never listen to them? They may have a valid argument sitting over there, but their own personal bias or their own vision make it just different. We're all humans at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We're all humans, and there's a common ground.
But think about it. Think about it. They set the Overton window to support the people in power. So you got TV shows. You got movies. Like normally you can tell what's going to happen in the world because it'll be TV shows and movies and stuff ahead of.
Well, I don't know about
Think
that.
About it. You got. Hold on. Listen.
Early 2000s, every other movie was a natural disaster movie, from asteroids to volcanoes to earthquakes. Now, I don't think that happened.
That didn't happen yet.
Oh yeah,
but people became comfortable with the concept of a black president after 24. Remember that show?
I was going to say I thought they were more comfortable with that after all the insurance ads, but
no. That predate. He played the president on there before the insurance ads, and then you had Morgan Freeman playing the president.
Best president ever.
But see how the media can put that on the screen, and when somebody now if that never came on the screen, people would have been up in arms. They never seen that before, but you had pictures or images of competent black men running the country, and they made the white guys look inept. So that's why when Barack Obama, that's what it do. Look, go back and watch 24.
No, I'm just
go back and watch Morgan Freeman's movies. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is you can't have a white guy looking inept, because if that's the case, then things go all kinds of bad. Not only from an entertainment. So let me ask you this question.
I'm saying I know. See, the thing is, you're arguing, and I'm telling you this is what happened. I said go back and watch the shows.
Let me ask you this question, because we're in entertainment and we're a little bit into some racial things. So let me ask you this question. Something that I'm sorry, I went down a rabbit hole one day, so I apologize beforehand. But did you know that? Because, porn pretty much drives everything that we do in life. If porn doesn't adopt it, then it don't happen. Did you know that?
What you mean porn doesn't adopt it?
Take, for example, Betamax versus VHS. Betamax was a superior format, but because they didn't allow porn on their platform, VHS took off.
Well, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even consider. I wouldn't even put that at porn because that's just a freedom thing. Okay, if they're blocking porn, but they're gonna block next.
But the reason I bring it up is because there was an article where they were talking to some previous porn stars, and they were saying that, like, you know, hey, never do interracial, because if you do interracial, your value drops.
Yep.
I was like, really? I didn't understand that.
There's a whole chapter in Empire of Illusion by Chris Hedges. Read it.
Well, give me.
He goes around. The whole thing about basically the whole thing about the whole interracial that's in there. Just different aspects of porn. You know, you get into gonzo porn to make more money.
Stop. Nope. Don't want to know what that is. That's way beyond anything that I want to even know about. So nope. I don't even know.
That's gonzo porn. Gonzo porn is like 90% of the stuff you see on, you know, the porn sites.
Hold on. Would you want to give any suggestions?
No.
Okay. To each his own, right?
No, but actually, that's, you know, even porn. That's a pacification thing. Anything to keep you in front of a screen. Call it a digital hallucination. Any digital hallucination they give you, they want you doing that instead of actually examining the system.
Oh,
in a deep way.
Oh, I can understand that. You busy watching porn. We over here stealing millions. Don't worry about that. Here's some porn for you. Watch that. You know, I can totally understand that. I can.
Or social media. Think about it. Social media is the matrix. Facebook, Instagram, all that. Everybody get their news from it.
Oh.
You send out a post. You don't know if that's reaching everybody.
Oh, we won't even talk about now with I'm sorry, you said Facebook. What with Facebook?
I said Facebook, Instagram, all of them. It's all just it's a mass brainwashing machine.
Let me ask you this, because this was one of those funny things that came up that, and especially since we're in entertainment. So check this one out. So you know how if people post something on a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, especially right now with everything being COVID related, and it says COVID, and it'll say, "Oh no, for COVID related things, no, click this link. No, this might be true or false," right? So do you remember?
Right.
I think it was Parler. Parler was the right wing
version.
Right wing. There it is. Right wing version. And they were like, oh, free media, you can say what you want there. But even they have come to terms with, hey, we might need to censor some of the things that they say on there, because the tech giants, and this was one of those things that Dude was talking about, where if something is said on your platform, are you responsible for it? You know what I mean? So, like, if I say I'm about to go shoot the school up tomorrow on Twitter, and they shoot the school up, is it Twitter's responsibility because I put it on their platform to notify authorities, remove it, or anything like that?
No, this gets back to freedom of speech. Now, you brought up an extreme, shooting up a school. What if they say you should, anybody seen driving a blue car? That like literally, it becomes subjective at that point. In fact, I don't think there should be any. I don't think Farrakhan or Trump or any of them should have been kicked off of social media. Now it is the company's platforms, so and they should have a right to. They should have a right to remove people for violation of community standards.
Terms of service, boy. You know that big thing that no one ever reads, and they click agree at the bottom of.
Yeah, but the thing is, what'll happen is you're going to have a decentralized version of all this that you can't stop.
Well, see, you know what? You're completely right. But what really and truly happens is if you start policing those things just go underground. You know what I mean? You start, hey.
I wouldn't even say underground. It's like again, it's indoctrination.
Okay, it takes it back to
dude, the guy that actually came up with the mRNA spike protein technology, he was getting censored. Out there talking about the shit he created.
So because I want to so Psyop, because we didn't even I don't even feel we scratched the surface of entertainment.
No, we haven't.
So
We can continue this one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to continue this next week because we know there is a lot more because we're in entertainment. We're also in the education business. So Psyop, you coming back next week to talk about entertainment?
Yes, we'll continue entertainment.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive into those tech tales for the week. So thank you once again, Psyop. We're gonna dive into tech tales. Yo, we back once again. I'm trying to change the intro instead of saying what up. I'm trying to change the intro. We back once again with today's Tech Tales. First and foremost, just to give you guys a little bit of insight of how we shoot these, we break this up into 3 different recordings. Now, if you look in the background, all up in there, Psyop's board, it says chickens are dark meat. We had a discussion between sessions about are chicken legs white meat or dark meat. This dude, Mr. Technocracy himself, did not know that chicken legs are dark meat. Where the hell do chickens fit in on the Technocracy? Is it education? Dude, do I just indoctrinate your ass?
I'd actually have to want to spend time thinking about it. I don't spend a bunch of time thinking about chicken.
Well, just to let you know, the reason I knew that chickens with dark meat was way back in the day. My pops sent me to churches to go to get him a 2-piece dark, and I brought him back. I got me a 2-piece white and a side of fried okra. So I ate my okra and I started eating this chicken, and he was like, "What the hell?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You eat my chicken." I'm looking at him like, "Man, this is a breast." He's like, "No, you dumbass, it's a thigh." And I was like, "Huh?" I'm like, I looked, there was a thigh and a leg in there, and I said, "Oh, I guess it is dark meat. You don't want yours? I'll take that too." Had to go back and go give him another freaking thigh because he was a dark meat man. But just want to let you guys know, look in the background in his whiteboard. He actually made himself a freaking note saying that chicken legs are dark meat. So you ready for today's Tech Tale, Psyop?
Yes.
So check this one out.
I just sent you a video. Take a quick look at that video before you start your Tech Tale.
Nah.
It's a Vladimir Putin video.
I watch my man out there on no shirtless on no horse.
Oh no, it's a meme video for Bitcoin. It's like hilarious.
I watch it. We'll talk about it next week. But here's the thing, all of our watchers. One of the things you may notice is Psyop during our episodes, he tends to drink a liquid of some sorts, and it is actually tea, which is very important due to today's Tech Tales. So here I am. I'm working in server support. You know what I'm saying? And me and my cohort at the time, was a big Linux user guy. I won't mention his name, but he know who he is, right? So me and him, we're in this room, cut off from everybody else, and we sitting there, we vibing. We will listen to books on Audible or whatnot in there. So for some odd reason, we started getting into bringing in teas. So he brought in a tea, I brought in a tea. He bring in a tea, I bring in a tea. So one day, I bring in this tea that my wife, she went to Bath and Body Works and got, right? So I bring this stuff in. It's about 11:30. So we went, we ate lunch, we came back, we steep in the tea, and we just having us a good old time. So about 1:30, 2 o'clock, man, we in this little room. We done messed around, turned the lights off, freaking put the blinds down. We in there like this. Hey, man, you gonna get that ticket? You gonna get that ticket? I was kind of like, nah, you gonna get it. I'm like, dude, why am I so sleepy? He goes, man, I don't know. And we sitting there like low key, just turned around and just said, man, I'm about to take a nap for a half hour. You cover, and then I'm gonna take a nap for a half hour. And we kind of just shifted on like that till we left at the end of the day. So I go home, and my wife is like, how was your day? I was like, man, I don't know. we was just so tired after lunch. We had this tea, and she said, "What tea did you take?" Man, we go look at the tea. It didn't say sleepy time. That shit said stress relief. Stress relief. And I looked at the ingredients, man. I think that motherfucker had some crack. No, not crack. I think it had some I'm trying to think. There had some purple drink in it, some chamomile, it had lavender. I mean, it had all this shit that put you to sleep. And we was sitting up in that bitch like, we ain't gonna do no. I mean, dude, we literally was in the job taking a nap. When we supposed to be looking at tickets and urgencies and shit was coming in, we was like, you gonna take it? Shit, I ain't on call. Let them call the on-call pager. But it's a priority one ticket in our queue. I don't give a fuck. I know this is one of those tech tales where it's very subdued, but if you work in any type of corporate environment, we just didn't give a damn. We didn't give a damn. But then again, this is also the same individual. Now, Saya, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with change records at all?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when me and this guy, when we were working in server support at this national company, dude, you want to talk about some shit? We messed around and rebooted over 1,100 servers without a change record.
Mm-hmm.
We rebooted 1,100 servers without a change record.
Wow,
dude, only thing we did was we called the knock.
Did they just power off everything in there and then power back on?
Actually, what we did was, so long story short, it was a mainframe problem, and you're talking old archaic token ring bull crap. And if that shit hiccuped at all, you had to reboot the server to establish a connection. There was no, killing the service and restarting the service. Shit didn't work. You had to actually reboot the actual server. So when the mainframe itself had a hiccup, not a connection to the mainframe, but the mainframe itself had a hiccup, we didn't have a choice but to reboot all of the servers, because you could have a server in the same state, you can have servers in the same state. Some would be online, some would not. And then because of the hiccup, sometimes a server that was online will go offline in a couple of hours. So we just said, dude, we don't want all these tickets tomorrow. So we would call up the knock and say, hey, we doing main. And I had a script that I wrote to power off and restart all the servers. And then he had a script that he would kick off about 5 minutes later to start pinging the servers. And if it didn't come up in like 5 minutes, we would call him and say, hey, go back there and do this. One side note, one of the funniest freaking messages, press F2 on the keyboard. No, it said no keyboard connected. Press F2 to continue. It's kind of like, what?
That's one of those programmer error messages right there.
It's like, dude, if I press F2, it don't really fucking matter. Now do it. But we did that. We did Maine. We did New York. The only state that we did not do was Alaska, because there's one server in the middle of nowhere in Alaska that we just quite honestly said we don't want to touch because it's so sensitive and it's out in the middle of them damn Aleutian Islands, that we just said, hey, if they call, they call. Fuck them. Nope. Hey, but then again, because you work in, because you'll get a kick out of it. That particular site actually ran on you tell me if I'm wrong about this, I believe it was a microwave burst system.
You mean for communications? Yes. Yeah. Microwave is like so I'll take Africa, for example. When I was over in Nigeria, it was a combination of geosatellite and microwave. If you get it line of sight, then you'd use microwave because your latency it comes down to like 200 milliseconds. A geosatellite, that's half a second baked in.
So we just chose not to really mess with that branch because they was out in the middle of nowhere. So we just said, all right, we're gonna take that one out the script. But every time there was something didn't come up, I mean, dude, we would shut it down. The shutdowns worked perfectly, but then it was this. Lord, forgive me for my sins. We're praying that this server come up because they're gone for the day. and then they gonna come in the morning, and something gonna be wrong, and we gonna have tickets waiting on us. So Lord, please just let this server reboot without any type of intervention on our end. So we went Maine, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Idaho, Utah, Washington, Oregon. I mean, dude, we just went across the whole freaking country without a change record. And
did you get approval from upper management for this?
huh?
Oh, so y'all made some executive decisions. And left no change record. Well, actually, I guess y'all didn't want change record because y'all wanted plausible deniability.
Yeah. I mean, dude, man, you know what? I will tell you, back in those days, man, you know, back in the rough and rugged days of, you know, before I got indoctrinated into corporate society, sometimes, you know, you see the problem coming, you just freaking fix it. You know, you don't have time to be deal with all the bureaucracy and paperwork. You really don't.
No.
You know,
that ain't how corporate America works.
So just kind of like, and I'm gonna, so when you see these problems coming, I'm gonna take you back to one of our wild days. I'm gonna close the show with this. It was you, myself, and a couple of other guys. We were in Torn Mill. Oh yeah, wow! Back in our we were in Torn Mill, and I remember that I seen these 4 dudes mounted coming over the hill. And I said, these dudes look magnificent. The sun was behind them and everything. And I said, this about to be a problem. So I went ahead and logged out, but I didn't tell you. You got murdered in the damn town. But then again, you know what? That just reminds me of something. You remember my wild math back in the day?
Yeah. That guy's level 50. Hold on. That guy's over 50, and we both 25, so
we should take
225.
Take him. Well, the shit worked the one time.
Get slaughtered.
The dude was 32. We was 20. We was 24 or 24. I was like, the math.
Oh no, we smashed him.
Oh yeah, I don't look. That math didn't work out right. So everybody, thank you once again. Thank you for joining us here at the Debug Build. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook at the Debug Build. Or at the Debug Build. Hit us up on Twitter's at the Debug Build. You can hit up with me, BI7Gs at Xbox Live, Twitter, Instagram. PsyOp, how can they get at you?
Most likely you can catch me at Costco.
About a bitch. That means if I wouldn't even catch you, that means I got to get a subscription, a membership, and hope your ass is in there.
Yeah, I don't want no peasants around me.
All right. This is what I deal with, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, we out. Thank you once again. PsyOp, sign off words.
Peace. Be out of here.